News. I'm Gargi Rawat. There's outrage over the Manipur horror in Delhi as well as in Manipur, where there was a massive protest today. And even as the country is outraged over the Manipur rape convicted Ram Rahim has been granted bail yet again. All that and more coming up ahead. Let's take a look at the headlines. Massive protests in tribal-dominated Churachandpur in Manipur today after the horrific video from 4th May that showed two women being paraded naked by a mob of men. The Chief Minister reacts after the outrage, says one arrest has been made and may even give them capital punishment. The Supreme Court hits out over the Manipur horror, says the government must act, otherwise we will. The Chief Justice says the visuals of women being paraded showed gross constitutional failure. The Prime Minister speaks on Manipur for the first time ahead of the Monsoon Session, says the country is shamed. His heart was filled with anguish. The Congress demands the Prime Minister make a statement in the House. Both houses adjourned on the first day of the Monsoon Session. Rape convicted Dera Sacha Sauda chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim granted 30 days bail for his birthday. The 7th time he's been allowed out of jail. He's serving a 20-year term for raping 2 disciples. So why is the state being so generous? 12 people dead after a massive landslide in Maharashtra's Raigad following torrential rainfall. Intermittent rain hampered rescue work today and many still remain missing. And a shocking accident in Delhi. A 24-year-old man was electrocuted while on the treadmill. The Delhi gym manager has been arrested. Our top story, massive outrage in Manipur and across the country after the video of two women being paraded naked emerged yesterday evening. This brought home the horrors of the Manipur conflict. While the video was from the 4th of May, it only emerged now, leading to some action finally being taken. And today, tribal groups held a massive protest in Churachandpur while Chief Minister Biren Singh announced that one arrest has been made.
A massive protest in Manipur's tribal-dominated Churachandpur district, a day after a viral video captured the horror of the state's ethnic clashes that began in May in graphic detail. The video, shot on May 4, the day that saw the worst violence across many parts of Manipur, shows two tribal women stripped, paraded and sexually assaulted by a mob of men. At least one of the women was also gang raped by the same mob later, the police FIR in the case says. After immense anger and outrage across the country, the Manipur police said they had arrested this 32-year-old man who is seen in the video groping and assaulting one of the women.
At this point, really, the focus of the protest rally is also the shocking visuals that have emanated from Manipur, where you have seen, a woman was sexually assaulted and paraded naked, and that perhaps has led to a lot of outrage, leading people to come out on the streets of Churachandpur.
I implore the entire nation and to the world to condemn this atrocity.
Indeed, it was blood curdling. It is beyond words to describe what it was. You cannot expect a human to be treated like that. Okay, this is shredding a woman of all her modesty.
According to the FIR copy accessed by NDTV, the women in the video were part of a larger group of villagers who had fled to a forest to escape the unfolding violence on May 4. The FIR says the group found a police party who assured them of safety, but just moments later, a mob of about 800 to 1,000 men confronted the cops and took away the women and others from the custody of the police just 2 kilometers from the nearest police station. It is not clear what the police did to retaliate or if they did anything at all. The FIR in the case says a 19-year-old man, the brother of one of the women seen in the video, was murdered by the mob when he tried to save her. The FIR says one of the two women seen in the video was also gang raped. The incident has been condemned by civil society groups across ethnic divides.
The video seems to be an action which was committed some 70-75 days ago. And how did it came up suddenly is also a big question, and we are also trying to find out. We also came across many reports, many videos, many photos of many innocent people being tortured brutally, manhandled, killed.
A viral video from Manipur has shown how women have been subjected to violence during the ethnic conflict in the state.
The video also raises many questions on law and order in Manipur that the state government needs to answer soonest. With Saurabh Gupta, G.D. Shankar and B.M. Sanju in Imphal and Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Guwahati, Bureau Report, NDTV.
The Supreme Court also came out with a strong statement on Manipur, saying the government should act or they would, calling it a constitutional failure. The Prime Minister spoke on Manipur for the first time today during his customary address ahead of the Parliament session, but the opposition has hit out demanding a statement in Parliament.
If the government does not act, we will take action. Strong words from the Supreme Court of India that took up the Manipur case on its own this morning, condemning what it called the deeply disturbing video of two tribal women paraded naked in Manipur and saying the visuals showed gross constitutional failure. After refusing to intervene in the ongoing violence that is taking place in the northeast state of Manipur, the Chief Justice of India today, suo motu, took cognizance of the deeply disturbing visuals, as he said, coming from Manipur, and made it clear that it is unacceptable and that they will take action using harsh, strong words against the centre and the state, saying that this is a gross constitutional failure against constitutional democracy. Women being used for violence is unacceptable in a communal strife. The Chief Justice of India asked the Solicitor General to convey and come back to the court. The Solicitor General, on his part, agreed with the Supreme Court and said that in the next hearing he will revert with all that has been done by the state and the central government.
अपने स्थान पर चले जाइए, दोनों सदनों में चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार है.
A ruckus over the Manipur situation on day one of Parliament's Monsoon Session amid strong reactions from both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Manipur Chief Minister Biren Singh over the incident. Speaking before the Parliament session started, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi said his heart was filled with anguish and anger over the horrific video.
मैं देशवासियों को विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूं, किसी भी गुनहगार को बख्शा नहीं जाएगा. कानून अपनी पूरी शक्ति से, पूरी सख्ती से एक के बाद एक कदम उठाएगा. मणिपुर की इन बेटियों के साथ जो हुआ है, इसको कभी माफ नहीं किया जा सकता है.
Manipur's Chief Minister, who has been criticized for his handling of the ethnic conflict in the state, called the video a crime against humanity.
The state government will make effort to get the culprit the maximum punishment like capital punishment.
The opposition said it was not satisfied with the response of the Prime Minister or the Manipur Chief Minister.
Manipur is burning and the women are raped and naked, paraded, everything. And Prime Minister is keeping quiet. He is giving a statement outside.
Over 120 people have died in the ethnic violence in Manipur and thousands have been internally displaced and are now living in relief camps. For now, justice seems to elude survivors of the Manipur horror. With Bureau Input, Sunil Prabhu, NDTV.
Neeta Sharma now brings us more details of the FIR and police action. The police have said a zero FIR was registered a fortnight after the incident, a regular FIR only in June.
Manipur government has sent a detailed report to the Union Home Ministry. As per the report, one person has been arrested and police is using facial recognition technology to nab other accused who can be seen in a viral video. Meanwhile, the Union Home Minister has also spoken to the State Chief Minister, Mr. Biren Singh. Normally in such cases, we have seen in cases of mob violence that women and children are the targets, but the perpetrators often go scot-free. So the Union Home Minister has directed the State Chief Minister that the perpetrators in this case should be booked and taken to task. Meanwhile, as far as this FIR is concerned, NDTV has accessed this FIR. This incident occurred on May 4th in Thaubal district. However, the victims approached police only 15 days later, and that's why a zero FIR was registered on May 18th in another district, that is Kangpokpi. That is what the Manipur police is saying. This was converted into a regular FIR on 21st of June. Since then, the case was being investigated by police. However, the first arrest was only done when the video went viral, which was yesterday. Now, the police also claims that the law and order situation is improving. Initially, out of total districts in Manipur, 8 of them were only affected. Violence was taking place in these 8 districts only. But now, law and order is also being restored in these districts also. They also give examples, like there was an attack on this IPS officer. In that case, as many as 30 people have been arrested. There was a case of truck burning. In that case, also about 20 people have been arrested. And then again, there was a case of Naga lady being murdered. In that case also arrests have taken place. So obviously the law and order situation is improving as per Manipur police. That is what they are claiming. They are also saying that 2 communities have been set apart. Buffer zones have been created. As far as why the delay, because this is being questioned by the opposition parties also. The government of India says, the government sources in fact tell us that when Manipur started burning, the violence started in Manipur, that time initial focus was on relief and rescue operations. And when women approached the police authorities 15 days later, that time the investigation started then. But now the law and order situation in Manipur is improving as compared to what it was on May 4th.
And the first day of the Parliament session was rocked by the Manipur horror. While the opposition had already demanded a discussion on Manipur earlier before the video went viral, the government had already agreed to that discussion, but now a deadlock over the rules under which it would be discussed.
First day of the Monsoon Session, rocked by protest over Manipur. The disturbing video of 2 women being paraded naked became a trigger for a more intensified standoff.
I am raising my hand and I am not given chance to speak on 267 rules.
Yes. Any rule be suspended in its application to a motion to the business listed before the council of the day, the rule in question shall be suspended for the time being. This means no other business till 267 is discussed first.
Even though the Prime Minister broke his silence for the first time on the violence in the state and particularly on the horrifying video that surfaced on Wednesday, the opposition continued its tirade.
He has spoken outside the parliament to the media. I'm very glad he has at least raised his voice. Now let him bring the voice to the parliament itself.
The government, on the other hand, has repeatedly said that they are ready for a discussion on Manipur.
The government, we are ready for a discussion on Manipur. सरकार ने स्पष्ट कर दिया कि हम मणिपुर की घटनाओं पर चर्चा करने के लिए तैयार हैं. उसके बावजूद कांग्रेस और विपक्ष सदन की कार्रवाई को चलने नहीं देना चाहती है.
While both sides agree that they want a discussion on the issue of Manipur, what they are disagreeing on is how the discussion should be conducted. An absolutely unacceptable, horrifying incident that has happened in Manipur with 2 tribal women there is being compounded by bickering over modalities of how the discussion should be held inside the parliament. And the opposition remains unrelenting on their demands.
A concerned BJP now raising questions on why the selective outrage, why atrocities on women in an opposition-ruled state are overlooked by the same set of people who are up in arms today.
जोधपुर जिले में एक परिवार के 4 सदस्यों को जिंदा जला दिया गया. हत्याकांड के बाद चारों शवों को आंगन में रखकर आग लगाई. प्रियंका जी और राहुल जी. चलिए खड़गे जी, ये जो जोधपुर की घटना हुई है इस पर आप खामोश क्यों है भाई?
Opposition parties which are part of India Grand Alliance have decided that they will not settle for anything less than Prime Minister making a statement on Manipur issue in both the houses of the Parliament, followed by a discussion, and until then that they will not let the Parliament function. With Megha Prasad and camera person Rakesh Singh, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
News now of the Rajasthan Congress, and the Congress set up a 29-member Pradesh election committee for the poll-bound state with the party state chief Govind Singh Dotasra as its chairman. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and his former deputy Sachin Pilot are among the members. In fact, Pilot's name is fourth on the list. Let's go across to Harsha for more. And Harsha, so are we to understand all is well in the Rajasthan Congress now?
Well, it's definitely a truce in the Rajasthan Congress, and you know the truce was quite clear when Rahul Gandhi and Mr. Kharge had that meeting in Delhi, and when you saw Sachin Pilot come out of that meeting all smiles, beaming, talking about forgive and forget, and said he would do whatever the party had asked him to. So obviously the party has actually managed to put both leaders on board, has managed to get them on board, and is going to ensure that they fight this election together. Now, whatever their personal differences will be, that I think the party has decided to paper over. So if you see the committee that they've made, Govind Singh Dotasra is the Chief Minister's choice, of course. He's Congress President in Rajasthan. He's been made the chairman. But at number 4 is Sachin. So that's quite a clear signal that the two leaders will just have to go into this election together. So I would not say that all is well, because I don't think it's ever possible for anything to be that, all's well that ends well in the Congress. But definitely the truce has been called, especially as this is a very critical election for the Congress and it's just 4 months away.
All right, truce for now. Thanks so much, Harsha, for joining us with those details. Now, amid the outrage over two tribal women strip paraded and gang raped in Manipur comes the news that the Dera Sacha Sauda chief and rape convict Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh has been granted another parole for 30 days, and this is to celebrate his birthday, which is in August. Ram Rahim, remember, is serving a 20-year jail term for raping 2 of his disciples. Shockingly, he's been granted a break from jail 7 times so far. Earlier, Singh had been granted a 40-day parole in January. In October last year, he was granted another 40-day parole. And this raises questions over why the authorities are so generous to the sect leader and whether it's because of his political clout that he's treated differently. In fact, it's obvious that because of his political clout, he is treated on different terms despite being a rape convict. News now from Maharashtra, where 12 people were killed after a massive landslide at a village in Raigad. This took place late on Wednesday night after torrential rainfall. As relief and rescue work continued through the day today, it was interrupted by rainfall, and even now, many people remain missing, Sohit reports.
At least 12 dead and many injured after this massive landslide in Maharashtra's Raigad district, triggered by heavy rain, caused a large amount of soil and rocks to fall from a hill, burying about 30 houses late last night. Irsalwadi, where the incident took place, is a remote village located on the top of a hill. For those shifted to relief camps nearby, fear and worry over untraced relatives. 35-year-old Bhumi Parde spent Wednesday night in a field downhill after sensing that things were getting worse. On returning in the morning, she saw that her village was completely buried under the landslide debris. A total of 8 people of her family are missing, including 2 of her brothers-in-law.
आम्ही बोलत होतो का इकडे आपल्या इकडे बाजूला काही माती येणार नाही बाजूला सगळं म्हणजे आम्ही शेती तिकडे एकदम सुलभ जागा आहे तिकडे आम्ही बसून ना म्हणून गेलो आम्ही पाण्यामध्येच राहिलो.
It has been raining heavily in the Raigad area for the last 2 days. The landslide occurred around 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Ragi Parde was pulled out safely on Thursday morning.
आमच्या कुटुंबातला सगळीच गाडून राहिले आम्ही नाही पक्के लोक आहेत माझे नंदाचे घरी 7 आहेत माझे बासूचे घरी 7 आहेत माझे आत्याचे घरी 4 असतील माझे मामाचे घरी 5 असतील.
Agencies like the NDRF carrying out relief work say that accessing the remote village is a big challenge.
The reason why you see a lot of people trekking or going over there
is because that is the only way to reach at the spot where we are present. This is the last spot where the vehicles can stop, and this is where the vehicles are. And after that, all the people, be it the rescue operators or the villagers, they have to cross this entire mountain, and on the other side of the mountain is where that village is, from where the rescue operations is going on, and that's why it is very challenging. In fact, you could see some of the people who are going over there for the rescue operations going over here. So even if they are leaving now, it will take almost 90 minutes, which is 1.5 hours, just to reach at the spot where this entire incident has happened.
मशीनरी नहीं पहुंच रही है और मैंने अभी बताया बारिश भी है और मैनुअली सब करना पड़ रहा है। ये देखा कि मैन पावर भी काफ़ी यहाँ पर मौजूद है, लेकिन ये बारिश है और हेलीकॉप्टर भी नहीं आ सकता है। मैंने अभी कहा कि केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री जी है, उन्होंने वो भी सुविधा जो है वो देने के लिए कहा है, लेकिन मौसम खराब है।
The intermittent heavy rains are hampering the relief and rescue work. It's been hours after this incident, but till now there are many about whom there hasn't been any information received, and the family members are also losing their hopes. In Raigad, with camera person Praveen Jirohit, Sohit Mishra, NDTV.
A bizarre and tragic incident in Delhi where a 24-year-old man died of electrocution while he was running on a treadmill in a gym in North Delhi's Rohini area. The man, Saksham Pruthi, collapsed on Tuesday morning while exercising. During the post-mortem examination, electrocution was confirmed as the cause of death. The police have now arrested the gym manager, and a case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder has been registered. A look now at the markets, and markets recorded a fresh high today. They closed at a record high for the 6th straight session, with the Sensex gaining 474 points. The Nifty closed shy of the 20,000 mark, and this comes amid a rally and strong foreign fund inflows and a rally in global markets which have boosted Indian markets.